clear that we have a long road ahead, but after today, I am more optimistic than ever that if we all work together and start now, we can grow our state's workforce and create more opportunities for more people in more communities, including among our most underrepresented North Carolinians, and that's how we all win. On behalf of our team, I want to thank you all for your participation today, for your time, for your energy, and for your ideas. We hope we've achieved the goals that we laid out at the start of the day, to raise awareness regarding the knowledge of the issues and the importance of removing barriers for those who can and want to participate in our labor force. That you were able to share your ideas and help shape a path forward. I hope that we all leave here today with good ideas to take back to our communities to do that work. And as always, we hope that we've inspired action because we all have a role to play. We talked a lot about identities today, and we all showed up with our own unique set of identities. But one collective identity that I hope we all leave with today is that of change agent. Got my shirt on right now. There we go. And as a change agent, we are asking you, every one of you, to make a commitment to taking action to connect more workers to good jobs. An action that you personally commit to doing, such as following up with a connection you made today, to do more of something, to do something differently. An action within your local community or at the regional level, including with your local institutions and businesses, or maybe you'll commit to influencing action at the state level. We want to capture those commitments, and after a period of time, we'll follow up with you to learn what you've been able to accomplish. We think, and then we do. In just a moment, you'll get an email asking you to make that commitment. We'll also push down a notification in the app with a link to make that commitment. Of course, commitments go both ways, and we'd like to offer our own to you. First, in the next week or so, we commit to sending you an email with links to all of the plenary forum sessions from today and the programs that you've told us about from those little tent cards on your tables about connecting underrepresented workers to good jobs. In the next month or so, we will compile the feedback you provided today and release a set of recommendations and tactics, a menu of options that you can explore to meet the needs of your community. Also in the coming months, we commit to working with our Talent First economics cohort teams to host regional action planning meetings that are about moving to action. So the who, the what, the when, and how. And then we commit to sharing their journey with you. In just a moment, IEI's practitioner in residence, Philip Cooper, is going to energize us around some of our commitments. But there are a few more people that I need to thank for making today possible. First, I want to thank our speakers for their perspectives and ideas. And once again, I want to thank our sponsors for enabling us to come together, especially our platinum sponsors, the Duke Energy Foundation, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina, and the Civic Federal Credit Union, as well as all of our gold, silver, and bronze sponsors. I also want to thank the Duke Energy Foundation and the Anonymous Trust for ensuring that cost was not a barrier for participating in today's discussion. Next, I want to recognize the entire IEI staff who have worked so hard to put this event together, including our incredible student workers. So please stand so that we can all recognize you. We also want to thank our volunteers who are an extension of our family, but we didn't do it all by ourselves. So please help me show appreciation for Team Sonus, our production company in the back, to our wonderful photographer, the McKimmon Center, and catering staff who all showed up to make sure that today was special. You know, at IEI, we've spent the last 2 years talking about how to create a more resilient North Carolina. In partnership with My Future NC, last year we focused on achieving the goal of 2 million North Carolinians with a degree or credential by 2030. We've heard a lot about that today. Today we expanded on that conversation to discuss how best to connect these workers and help them successfully engage in the workforce. I am pleased to share for the very first time publicly that the 2024 Emerging Issues Forum will focus on building greater financial resilience, meaning the ability of households to financially withstand and recover from economic challenges. We will showcase real-world efforts and identify a menu of policies and practices that can strengthen the financial resilience of all individuals and families in North Carolina, regardless of their financial situation. Even as the work continues to help people recover from the current crisis, we must also focus on ensuring that many more people and the communities that they live in are better prepared for the next one. You can learn more about our work on the IEI website, and in the meantime, save the date. We'll see you right here 1 year from now. I have one last bit of housekeeping, really two before we close out. First, if anybody is missing their phone, it's at the registration desk. I have a feeling it's a female. I won't go into details, but the other one is that we just want to hear more about your experience here today. We want to know how you benefited and what we can do to make the forum more successful next year. And your feedback is critical. And we hope you will take a moment to complete the evaluation that should be reaching your email inbox about now. And you can also access the survey through a notification appearing on your phone about now. For those that complete your evaluation by the end of the week, there is a potential prize. You have the choice to be entered into a drawing to receive a complimentary seat at next year's forum. Well, that's all I have for you today. Thank you again for being here. To close us out, please help me welcome to the stage Change Agent Philip Cooper.
All right. I done seen everybody they got their laptops open, MacBooks open, they on their phones. Y'all ready to get up out of here? Your email. If your email box has been jumping, let me get an amen. So I already know what time it is. Y'all been doing the work, and we appreciate your commitment in coming here. But I do want to reiterate something to y'all, man. Like, it was a sacrifice. It was a sacrifice for many of y'all who committed to being on the task force. It was a sacrifice for many of y'all who chose to come down here today. The sacrifice. You had the nerve to sacrifice for the underdog. With that being said, you sacrificed and you came down here to Raleigh and you went in these rooms, and one of the things that hit me was like the excitement, especially in the justice involved group. You know, these people that are hearing about a resource that they didn't know about, and they were so excited the same way I was when I found out about the resource. Man, I got a daggone pocket full of cards right now. Let me tell you something. And guess what? The stuff we was talking about is replicable. So this done what it was supposed to do. A lot of excitement, ideas shared, innovation shared. You know, if you're a person here and you're with a workforce board or you're with NC Works and you're not familiar with your community-based organizations, you've been charged to get more familiar with your community-based organizations. If you're a community-based organization and you're not that familiar with NC Works and your workforce boards, then you've been charged to get more connected with your workforce boards and NC Works. You see, we've been talking about this gap. We heard from the chief economist talking about change agents. We heard from panels talking about technology. They were talking about the value of the community-based organizations, what they call boots on the ground. Repeat after me. Say boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. These are the people that's going to help connect the dots. And so when we think about boots, in closing, when we think about boots, and I ain't talking about Timberlands, I ain't talking about Nike ACG, or for the ladies who like the Uggs. I go back to a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King. He said, it's all right to tell a man to pull himself up by the bootstraps, but it is a cruel jest to tell a bootless man that he ought to pull himself up by the bootstraps. It is a cruel jest. Today, what we learned is that it is very important that we stay focused on the boots. Whether it's the people that are boots on the ground, connecting the dots, helping people obtain the vital records that are needed to secure a resource, transportation to appointments, vocational rehabilitation, recovery meetings, whatever it may be, whether it's that type of boots on the ground, or maybe you're a policymaker, a decision maker who can make that decision that goes into having more boots on the ground. Watch this, so that more people can have boots. It's Black History Month, right? Black history is American history. And as I talk about a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King, I charge you to go back home and make sure everybody got boots. And don't just tell them to pull themselves up by the bootstraps. Show them how to pull themselves up by the bootstraps. Yeah. The time is now. And I like what my brother Othello said, man, that was a sharp brother, wasn't it? He say, it's about authentic relationships and partnerships. But he also said, we got an economic case to why many of these underdogs need to have some advocacy. It's an economic case to it now. So let's come together and unite, y'all. I appreciate y'all clapping when I talked about boots, but what I need you to do now is walk with me. A change agent, by definition, is a person who sacrifices to fight for the underdog. Yeah, that's right. It's a person who sacrifices to fight for the underdog. Make it hard to sleep at night when you had that one client that you couldn't help and you knew it was a resource that you could access. You just needed a little bit more time. I know the feeling. A change agent is the person who sacrifices to fight for the underdog. So if you with me, if you with us, with Talent First ENC, where we put people first, repeat after me. Say, I am a change agent. Repeat after me. Say, I am a change agent. One more time. Say, I am a change agent. You've been dismissed now. Go be great. Thank you.
Thank you for attending the 37th Annual Emerging Issues Forum, Talent First Economics. For more information, please go to emergingissues.org.